Hey there. So in this video, I want to show you how to use your imagination and visualization to achieve the goals or dreams that you want. So let's just take imagination first. And what is the definition of imagination? Well, imagination is a vision of a finished result. Almost like maybe the interior of your home being built, right? Imagination, you've seen kids imagine things, right? They'll be looking up in the sky and they'll say, look, an elephant. And then you look up in the sky and you see like the shape of a trunk, maybe some big floppy ears, but you're using your imagination to see that. And how many times, right, do you hear parents or you'll hear people around kids, they'll always say, my God, you have such an imagination. I think that kids are closer to imagination because they live closer to spirit, right? They're just born, everything's new to them. They look at things a little bit different, and you once did too, and so did I, right? We had these imaginations, and then you would say things like, I'm going to have two built-in pools, one for me and one for my best friend. And then maybe a parent or a loved one would say, oh yeah, well, you're going to have to work really hard if you want that, right? So the conditioning starts, and it starts screwing up your imagination. So when you get older, you stop imagining because you've been shot down, you've been hit hard with so many people saying, well, you can't do that. Okay, so that basically, that's an imagination. It's a vision of something that's created, okay? And you can see it, whether it be one of your goals or dreams, you can see it. Okay, so let's stick with that. Now, what is visualization? Okay, visualization. Well, let's picture this. I want you to close your eyes for a minute. Close your eyes, right? Just stay with me here. Close your eyes. And I want you to picture a purple banana. That's right, a purple banana. And I want you to peel that banana. And inside, the banana is actually orange. You got an orange banana on the inside, and you got a purple on the outside. Can you see it? Can you see a purple banana right now? A purple banana. And when you peel it, it's orange on the inside. Well, that's visualization. So how does that work, right? Because a lot of people say, well, I can't visualize, I can't do this, I can't. Well, you really can if you just saw the purple banana, right? But that's just an example. So visualization is usually an act. You can usually visualize yourself doing an act that creates an image that you want, okay? How do you use them both? How do you use them both to gain success in something you want to do? Well, I would say bring back your imagination into your life. Start imagining things. Imagination is something that's just not created yet. It's not in the real world yet. But bring back your imagination like when you were a child. Imagine things. What images do I have in my mind that aren't in the world yet? Okay? Do you follow me there? Maybe you have an invention. Maybe you have a dream business you have, and you can imagine the sign on a building, and you can imagine that sign and it's lit up and it's the name of the business that you want. Okay? Follow me there? So you're picturing things that haven't been created yet. Using your imagination. Imagine every day. Imagine new things, new scenarios. Now, let's take visualization into the imagination. Now, picture yourself signing that contract, signing a big contract that you've been wanting, or possibly driving that car, right? Maybe it's got a 4-speed or a 6-speed on the floor and you're picturing yourself driving it. Now, they used to be on the floor. I think they're flippers now, like in the Ferraris and in Porsches and things like that. Correct me if I'm wrong. But I want you to realize that when you're visualizing, whether it be, take sports, right? Maybe you play tennis and you're picturing you slamming the ball across the net and it just curves at the last second so your opponent can't hit it. Or take a fastball coming in from a pitcher and you can almost see the lettering on the ball and the stitches, right? You see the stitches just turning and spinning and you're smashing the ball out of the park. That's your visualization. And you can visualize, like say you're literally carrying the sign up and mounting the sign after you just signed a huge contract with a company to start your career off in your new form business. So that's the difference. Imagination, you're picturing something, it's already completed. Doesn't have to exist now, but it's in your mind. You're a special person, it's in your mind. You've got an imagination of what it is. Now what I want you to do is visualize the steps that it's going to take to get there. And keep doing this process. Do it every single day. Keep imagining, keep visualizing your dreams. Your life is worth living. So whatever creativity, and I don't know, your creativity could be anything. Everybody's different. Everyone is like, right, when you look at snowflakes, if you were to look at a snowflake underneath a microscope, every single snowflake has its own design. It has its own shape, its own pattern inside of the snowflake. Everyone's different. Everyone was born to create something in their life, to help themselves, to help others, to help whatever it is, society, any of that. Like there used to be a song called Imagine, right? John Lennon wrote this beautiful song. It was called Imagine, and the lyrics in there were so incredible. And I'm sure you've heard of it. If you haven't heard of it, you're probably pretty young in age, but look it up. And it's just a great song, Imagine, right? So use your imagination, use your visualization, create the dreams that you were born here to do. Thanks for tuning in. I hope this gave you a little bit of value. Smash that like button. I'd appreciate that, and subscribe if you got any value out of this. Thanks for tuning in.